Listen, when it comes to toxic work culture, I have a lot to say, and in this video, I'll tell you what happened to my friend. I was so upset when he told me about it, and I will share everything with you in this video and tell you what I would have done. If you're new here, hi, my name is Yvonne, and on this channel, I share my personal experiences, career, and personal finance tips to make your life in the UK as an immigrant easier. So I will highly recommend that you subscribe, leave a comment, and like this video so you don't miss any videos from me. You see, when you get the job that you prayed so long for, you are happy, right? You celebrate and everything, but soon enough you begin to realize that the picture that was painted to you during the interview was not real.
Fuse like a magnet, lose won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind.
Let's clear something up real quick because people throw the term toxic work culture around a lot. But it's not just about the manager that you don't vibe with or the odd stressful deadlines that you're always getting or even someone raising their voice in a meeting. It's deeper than that. A toxic work culture is a pattern. It's a whole system of how people behave, how leaders lead, or how problems get ignored or brushed off. It chips away at you mentally, emotionally, and even sometimes physically. And I will get to that very soon. The worst part is it can become so normal you don't even realize how much it's affecting you until you reach a breaking point. So a toxic culture includes micromanagement. Someone I know said she was working somewhere. It got to a point where the manager wanted to see the email that she's sending out to clients or whoever. The manager wants to see the email before she sends it out. An email. At this point, you the manager, you are the problem because email, hello, the person is not a newbie, a senior person who has been working for 5 years. Micromanagement like that doesn't help people grow. It just makes you anxious for no good reason. You stop thinking for yourself and you are always second guessing every single thing. There is also a lack of psychological safety. Someone complained to HR about the way their manager was treating them. And guess what? The HR told the manager about it. What do you think is going to happen to the person that complained to HR on that team? Retaliation, right? And the person will feel scared to ever speak up. I always say this, HR is not your friend. They might have good intentions, yes, but who employed them? Who exactly are they working for? And at the end of the day, ask yourself, who is paying the HR? It's definitely not you. There is also gossiping and backstabbing. And I'll get deeper into this later in my story, but I'll say this for now. This creates a toxic environment where nobody trusts anyone and you spend so much time managing politics rather than doing your actual job. Also discrimination and microaggression. They will promote someone over you and tell you that person got promoted over you because they fit the culture better. What does that even mean? It's not supposed to be about the quality of the job that we are doing. And there is no accountability from leadership. Sometimes the toxic environment or the toxic work culture comes from the top, the leadership, the C-suite, and trickles down to everybody in the organization. I remember during COVID, a friend of mine worked for a company, right? She told me that they had cut down on their salaries because of COVID. And she told me that the company told them that they will let them know when the salaries will come back to normal, right? And if things get better, maybe they will do some form of back pay or something. But whatever happens, leadership will let them know. This happened back home. It's very illegal to slash people's salaries in other countries. Few months down the line, there was a town hall meeting with leadership and everyone. And then someone asked, because it's been very undercovers, no one is communicating anything, even though leadership said we were going to communicate to you guys. So she told me someone asked during the town hall meeting that when are we getting our salaries? Will there be a back pay? Will there be a bonus? What is going to happen? And someone in leadership said, you should be glad you even have a job at this point for you to be asking me that question. And then guess what? They didn't see that salary that they slashed, and at the end of the day, leadership managed to get profits to share amongst themselves. Can you imagine? Ask me, she has left. She said after that, almost everybody in the company resigned. Because what do you mean? And that was not the only thing. She said the place was very toxic. If this is how leadership think about their employees, imagine how the culture is like in the company. They would treat you like they don't need you, you need them, right? The characteristics of a toxic work environment is a lot, and I'm barely scratching the surface here. So let me get into the story. Someone once said to me, you can spot a toxic work culture before you even get through the door, which might be true, but you'll not always see it coming like my friend. Let's call him Ben. There are some questions that you can ask during the interview that will show you the red flags. For example, what is the turnover rate like? How many people have held this role in the last 2 years? What is the promotion like? What goes into salary increase? Is it based on discretion, or is there a transparent policy available for employees to read through? The first red flag that my friend ignored was when he was told that promotion is based on performance and the company's business need, which means you could be a high performer, you could be killing it in your role, but if there is no business need for them to promote you or increase your salary, my brother, you are going to stay in that role. You are not going to be compensated for the actual work you are doing. And sometimes the business need that they tell you is very vague too. They don't really give you any details. Another red flag was when my friend asked what promotion was like, the HR said they focus more on horizontal growth, which could mean a lot of things, but the basic translation is you will be shadowing people and taking on more work with no proper compensation. So just like most of us going into a new relationship, Ben ignored the red flags. What did Roger say? You saw the red flags, baby, but you ignored the red flags. Like, yeah, baby, you can't do vex. Yes, he ignored the red flags and dived straight into it. To be fair, I didn't blame him because the economy is hard. You will take whatever you can get, right? Probably done the same thing, I'm not gonna lie. The first couple of months were fine. It was busy, but fine. You know, when you start a new job, you want to prove that they hired the right person, so you feel very motivated. But then he started noticing things. People on his team started disappearing quietly. He would ask, "Where is Melissa?" Then they would tell him, "Melissa resigned." 3 people resigned from the team in the first few months. He was asking me if he should be worried, and I said absolutely. Personally, I would have taken the job, but it wouldn't have stopped me from still looking. It's like someone saying, don't let your boyfriend stop you from finding your husband, right? As soon as I've seen that there are red flags and I've taken the job, I will still be looking for something that I think would align more with what I am looking for. I've taken the job now because I'm broke and I want to pay my bills, but I will still look. I will not just be laid back. I'm just kidding about the boyfriend thing, but you get what I mean, right? I have seen people get another job whilst we were training together and they left to start a new job. So it's not unheard of. He also mentioned that the office gossip was constant. He overheard someone saying they only hired him to meet a diversity quota. What? He also gets backhanded compliments here and there. Someone said to him, "Wow, you actually did a good job. I'm impressed." What do you mean? This is a backhanded compliment, right? And it's very easy to miss. But when you catch it, you could say, "Thank you, but just curious, what made you surprised?" This will make the person reflect on what they just said, and they'll be very careful with backhanded compliments next time. Whilst all this was going on, Ben started getting more work. The people that left the team had not been replaced, so their work was shared amongst the rest of the people that were on the team. And Ben was saying it looks like he got more work than everybody else. The manager he was working with called him on the phone in the middle of the night, asking for something. And because he was waking up from his sleep, he said he didn't know what was going on, so he was mumbling on the phone. He didn't even hear the question well, so he didn't even know what he was saying. Then the manager said, "So you didn't know what you were doing?" Then she ended the call. Next day, he got to work and his work was given to someone else. Now, I know people will say, "Oh, that's even good. It means that you have less work to do." No. It doesn't end there. Came performance review. Someone else on the same level as him got promoted, but the feedback they gave to Ben was that he was exceeding expectation. So the question was, if he is exceeding expectation, why is he not getting promoted? And guess what they told him? Yes, there is no business need for it at this moment. That term that he ignored, it followed him like a shadow. To make things worse, they went and reduced his rating from exceeding expectation to meeting expectation. So you're asking me why I'm not promoting you because you are exceeding expectation. If I'm exceeding expectation, I expect to receive compensation for it, right? So if I reduce it to meeting expectation, you won't come and ask me questions. Once he told me that, I said, "Bro, you have to leave. It's time to go." At this point, it hadn't clicked for him yet. He still had hope. And I get it. We all want money to pay our bills. That's all we want. The other hustle and bustle, we don't really want to care about it. And I really wish it was that easy, but it's not. Remember the manager that called him in the middle of the night? Yes, she started telling people that Ben is not that good. And if you have seen this video, you will know that your reputation at work is everything. And once someone starts to tarnish your image, especially if this person is in a position of power or this person is like your manager or leader, it's game over. There is nothing you can do to come back from that. Once someone have it at the back of their mind that you are not good, you are cooked. So of course, Ben started getting micromanaged, which means the next promotion cycle will even be harder for him. And you know, people are passive aggressive in this country. They will not say it straight to your face that you are not doing well. They will start saying things like, you seem to be very busy, but we are not seeing the progress of your work. Or, would you say you are really pushing yourself this year? This was the final straw for him. This is when it finally clicked that the place is toxic. So he left. The red flag became a billboard. He couldn't ignore it anymore. And before he accepted his new job, he spoke to people on LinkedIn. He wanted to make sure that it was the right place to be, because once bitten, twice shy. Also, people will have different experiences in the same company because they work with different people, right? And they themselves, they are also different. So you never really know. But at least you will be able to get a hint of it if you speak to one or two people. Now he is happy where he is, and he is playing the politics well because he has learned a lot. If you've ticked more than 2 boxes of all the things that I have said, my sister, it's time for you to leave. Working in a toxic environment doesn't only affect your 9 to 5. It bleeds gradually into your health, your relationship, and your confidence. You start second guessing yourself. Someone said she was almost hit by a car and she found herself wishing that the car should have hit her so she wouldn't have to go to work the next day. When you get to this point, it's time to leave. So she went ahead and handed in her notice the next day. And she's on a sponsorship visa, but she didn't care. Even if she doesn't get a job, she would be very glad to go home. You don't really realize the effect it has on your mental health until you reach that breaking point. And I know most people can't quit that toxic company now because they have bills to pay and because of visa requirements. But these are the 6 things that you can do whilst you are trying to figure your way out. First thing is document everything. Personally, I prefer everything over email. If you tell me to do something, I'll confirm via email. If someone says something abusive or something inappropriate, note it down. The date, time, where, what was said. Just protect yourself, okay? You are your own witness in your own tribunal. So make sure you have receipts. Set micro boundaries. Turn off your notification when you leave the office. On the weekends, don't pick any calls. Anyone calling you at 12 a.m. to ask you for something about work, do not pick up. Do not even give your personal phone number to your manager. Why would you do that? If you have a work phone, keep it far away from you when you come out of work. The third thing is build your work tribe. Find an ally. Find someone who understands what you are going through. Sometimes it's best when you share your problems with someone you trust at work because they are also in that environment. They will understand you. It will not solve the problem, but it will at least make you feel better. The fourth thing is detach your identity from your job. You are not your performance review. Whenever a manager gives you feedback, don't take it personal. Sometimes they are just projecting their insecurities onto you. Just listen to what they have to say and see if it really truly applies to you and make the changes if possible. If it's just their insecurities being projected onto you, just ignore it. Then the fifth thing is practice quiet resistance. Do your job and do it well, but do not go above and beyond for people who do not value you. The final thing to do is to seek external support. You have friends, speak to them. Do not suffer alone. You don't know what a friend outside of work is also going through. Just share it with them, get their perspective. It will make you feel better, trust me. While you are surviving all that mess, you also need to quietly plan your exit. You don't just get up and leave with no job lined up, right? Like I said, there are bills that needs to be paid. Unless you are rich and you already have some massive savings there that can take care of your bills, then it's up to you. But personally, I wouldn't advise you to leave your job just like that with nothing lined up. So keep your CV updated, even if you're not planning to apply right away. It's like keeping your passport valid. You don't know when the opportunity is going to come. But when it does, you don't want to find yourself scrambling and putting things together. Then reach out to people you used to work with. See if they can give you a referral in the company that they are currently working in. Go to events, even if it's virtual. Use LinkedIn. Reach out to the people who work in the companies that you want to work for. Personally, LinkedIn has helped me a lot in all my endeavors. So I find it's very helpful. You just need to know how to use it. And then finally, do your homework. I see so many reviews on Glassdoor. Sometimes the reviews are so funny, but then sometimes they are also mixed. And like I said earlier, you never really know, but it saves you a lot if you at least read through some of the reviews that are on Glassdoor and you also speak to people who already work there or people who are ex-employees. You get a full picture of what the culture in that company is like. And then also, finally, ask better questions during your interview. Ben asked all the questions, he got his answers, he knew the red flags, but he ignored them. But it's also up to you and you making your own executive decision. I cannot tell you what to do. It's not just about getting out, it's about getting somewhere better. You don't want to hop from frying pan into fire, right? So to wrap up, if you are still watching this, first of all, I want to tell you that you are not alone. So many people are stuck in toxic environments and toxic situations thinking it's normal. But I'm here to tell you, someone calling you in the middle of the night to ask you about your work, Pooja, what is this behavior? It's not normal. You deserve a workplace where you are respected and where you can grow. If this video resonates with you, please do drop a comment below. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe, and share with a friend who needs to hear this. Remember, the job markets may be tough, but your mental health is non-negotiable. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my other videos. Bye.